Busy with an after-market review on Monday the 23rd of March. And taking a look at the last few days, I was actually out on Friday, didn't participate at all in the market. I'd left instructions that with the team that I thought 74 to 76 would be the support. If that held, then obviously the objective would be to come up and test that 95 area, break through a 85, 84 zone, and try to come up and touch the 95 area. And then if we could get through that, anything goes. Obviously, end of the week, we had a prior high that had to negotiate, get above that. That 2102 we had as last resistance. And looking at the last 2 days, basically we revisited the range from Friday that was RTH range, never got below that, and basically tested the top, made a double top today. One ticker obviously doesn't count as a breakout. You need to have some follow through. There was none, double topped, and then sold off later afternoon, came back down and tested the angel, the all-day angel, which was 94.75. So the 475 is basically set up as angel and demon today. And early morning RTH, we had to push to test the top, chopped all day, and then late afternoon in the last half hour we had a break of that 01, 02 area, and this one bar right here took out IB low. And then obviously if you know measures at all, the first measure would certainly be to test that 95 to 94 zone, and that was all she wrote at the time. Pre-market post showed that we were out of bounds. We were still trying to hold on though, and hold on to this red arrow. We use these to show where we think support might be. If this holds, then here's your next support. If that breaks, then you come back and look for support in this zone. So this support, we felt the 92 would be very important today as support until broken, and that's still intact. And this was a 15-minute chart that we had posted the other day. It looked to me like the 15-minute Globex had held above the pink line and then get above the blue line. It's off to the races again as long as it stays above the blue line. And posted the other day, the weeklies said pay me. In other words, the weeklies had a good week, about 70 points, and then end of the day, this is the late day pullback where the weeklies square up and take their profits home. Who wants to play all week and not get paid? So this typically after 1:30, 2 o'clock for sure, you've got squaring for weekly positions. We thought morning after trend day was in play, but we thought it was a soft one. We thought because we had such a big differential, about 30 points up in Globex, but nowhere near that in RTH. So we call that a differential, and that differential said to me, we could probably buy the pullback, but don't expect a big breakout. If we took it out, we thought maybe marginally. When one tick is not even a breakout, obviously. So we thought the better odds were for an inside day. And here's the end of day dump. We had the 5-minute chart. Anytime we're over and under like this, we think it's a range type trade. And then at the end of the day, we had that break, and this knocked out obviously the IB low, and then attempted to test the overnight low. And here's a little bit closer look. Rain line obviously was the target. Once we come underneath into this umbrella type pattern, it's not an umbrella trade because we're above the pink line. So realistically, this is a pullback to a support line, a deeper support. And this yellow rectangle we put here to illustrate where the overnight range was and to find our relative position. And basically what we did was retest the range from Friday. And clearly we can see that Friday's RTH low still underneath today's closing price. A look at the angels and demons, and the question is, how do you trade this stuff? Easy. You trade it as a range, and if your trade gets busted, then you take your stop out. So until proven otherwise, we had the idea 92 was supportive. Closer you got to 92, the better the odds for a buy. We had on the other end 08 as today's resistance, and the closer you got to 08, the better your odds for a short. So we played range trade. We thought that would be the ideal way to play, and play it as a soft day with really no meaningful continuation after the last few days of straight up. And this was our assume box, this red box. We thought this would be our primary range. We felt that this was a very important resistance line. We felt we had this range in between here to deal with, and if we got back into the next box, then obviously this line would become the next support. So basis this chart and these swings, we had a very precise entry last week from 52 to 55, and this zone has held beautifully and had a sharp push on FOMC, one day pullback, and then another thrust on Friday, and today we range traded the top of that range. So again, this needs to be retested. We thought the odds were fairly good to come back and do some kind of retracement today. And this low right here is key. Until that low gets violated, that's support with our system. So range trading right now, if we take out these highs, then obviously we're going to go up and test that next zone that we had posted, which was the 12 area. And a reminder, we post these notes and videos for anyone who wants to study them and see the things that we look at. Anybody that comes into the room and wants to do a trial, a reminder, we don't suggest that you trade our ideas while you're first learning. You should observe and see the things that are important to us, and then see if integrating our methodology into what you already know makes sense for you. This is Z signing off. Hope you had a good day. Catch you tomorrow.